call, and I told Michael, I said, I had an apartment up at 57th Street, and I said, De Niro, would you like to have dinner with Robert De Niro? He says, yes, I'd like to meet him. And so we were there, and it's myself, Michael, I forget who, a couple of other people, and Bob De Niro, and we're talking. And by the second course, Michael asked very quietly, he said, I understand Robert De Niro is going to be here tonight. I said, he's sitting right next to you. The thing about Bob was that De Niro, you could be the character in a film, and then when he went outside, you didn't know who it was. You had no idea. You could just walk anywhere, and he had that kind of blending in, you know. I was totally surprised because he's very quiet too. He never says anything at dinner. So Michael said, you know. So we started asking about it, and then basically it was the bald makeup and the weight and how that was put on and that sort of thing. And then finally Bob asked, well, how did he really do it? And Michael said, it's acting. Which is yes, it's a different style, you know. But it did affect Raging Bull in a very interesting way, because what I really found fascinating about the film, even at that point, I only saw its 90-minute version, was that it was I thought fascinating and brilliant in the way it was structured in the storytelling. Particularly the big dramatic moments, whether it's main characters dying off, or winnings and losings of wars, or the culmination of a confrontation, which all happens off stage, in a way. It's all left out. And what's left is the warmth and the friendship, the humorous moments, love, tenderness, sadness. And as I said, by 78 and 79, all we could really see are these short versions. But there is a moment in Raging Bull where there were 9 fight scenes in the picture, and I used different styles for each one, or different techniques, I should say. We were playing around with the idea. It was only like 9 minutes of film, of footage of the fight scenes in the final picture. But there is, in the story, that he wins the middleweight championship. And I wasn't really interested in how he won it. And, you know, in a way, you know he wins, so why show the fight, you see? And so this comes out of a very beautiful moment in this picture, a certain camera move I don't want to give away. But it became the moment in Raging Bull where De Niro's down in the dressing room, he's punching the wall, and he's saying, I'm the boss, I'm the boss, I'm the boss. And then they all walk up through the halls, and people follow them, and they go through the whole place, the Olympic Stadium that was shot in Los Angeles. And they go through the stairs, and suddenly there's 1,000 people there, and he goes in the ring, and we put the camera on a crane and went up in the air, and next thing you know, he wins the fight. But that's literally how gave me the inspiration to translate that moment of Raging Bull onto film. As I said, this was reconstituted in 1983. The negative wore out that they were printing from, and so this one is finally from the original camera negative, except for a few minutes, I think, which from separations. In 1985, at the National Film Theatre in London, the reconstituted version was shown, and Michael Powell and Emmett Pressburger were there, and at that show, he came up to the stage and he quoted, 40 years ago. That's what he said, and that's a very key phrase in this movie. You'll see why. And it was very apt for the occasion, a film about being a film about time and loss and memory. Over the years, the film has grown in stature and appreciation. Everybody from Bernardo Bertolucci and his father Attilio, David Mamet, Wes Anderson, Stephen Fry, to Elvis Costello. A few weeks ago, I happened to meet him somewhere. We were talking, and he mentioned Colonel Blimp, and they're all. It's enriched many people's lives over the past 10 years or more. I always like to look at it maybe a few times a year, and it grows more enduring and more moving as I watch it. I get more comfortable with it. It has. It says a lot about growing and about having to let go, and I think it's a very moving film. The film finally was successful in England when it came out, but this was at a price, and that is that Michael Powell had to deal with the Ministry of Information. And Michael